I'm Eric Loy, and welcome to Eric Loy Interviews. On this podcast, we talk to folks from the VTuber community about their channels, their talents, their stories, where they come from, and their plans for the future. We're joined by Tyria. Hi.
Hi.
Why don't you introduce yourself to everybody?
Oh, okay. My name's Tyria. I'm a space elf, and I usually stream on Twitch. I may start doing like cross-platform stuff in the future, but until I get some better equipment, I'm still figuring that out.
Well, how long have you been doing this now?
I started in, I believe, July of last year, but I had taken a break because of personal
Mm-hmm.
reasons. And now I'm starting back up. I started back up in February. It's been pretty good so far.
Well, that's not bad. Taking a break and being able to come back and get right back into it. That doesn't seem like it would be very easy to do.
It really wasn't.
Yeah. Were you able to jump back into it, or did it take you a little while to get your feet back on the ground?
I I want to say that it was pretty easy for me, seeing as though I missed playing games and talking to people.
Hmm.
I even if there's no one on my streams, I'll still be talking. So if someone watches a bot, they'll have something to entertain themselves with.
So why did you get started in VTubing?
I One of my inspirations were the VTuber Tricky Wee.
Hmm.
I really like her chaotic nature and
Oh,
her silliness. It was her and Shy Lily.
yeah.
Those two they inspired me to do so, so I decided to do it myself.
They inspire a lot of people to do a lot of things. But really, they've been so successful and very good business wise too. They've been really smart with what they've done on and attracting audiences and keeping them, and very talented people. So
Yeah.
did you kind of steer yourself towards that sort of thing, or did it come naturally?
I kind of turned myself towards that because I think at first I did not know one thing about VTubing other than like you don't show your actual face
Hmm.
whenever you're like doing something.
Hmm.
But then once I dove into that deep hole, I decided like, hey, I want to do this too.
Yeah. It were you a always a performer type of person?
No, I cannot perform to save my life. I have major stage fright.
Yeah, me too. I've never liked getting out in front of public. Now I've been on the radio with a bunch of people listening before, but that's a whole different story. And here
Yeah.
and here, kind of VTubing is the same thing. You get to be entertaining while not exactly being yourself.
Yeah. I feel like though most of the time I am myself. It's just not me showing my face.
That does give you a little edge, though, doesn't it? Gives you a little protection.
Yeah, pretty much.
Wow. And when did you decide to use this particular model?
Uh, so I recently got a newer PNG.
Hmm.
So that is not, so the one that you see on the screen, that's not the one I'm using.
So you
So
have.
the one that I use, it actually, yeah, I upgraded. So I actually got one that moves around. I'm a PNG tuber specifically.
Mm. So there is updates. Check out the channel. We'll have all the links for you to see what's going on with her. And the have you been able to get some collaboration going?
I did do a collaboration this week with someone, but I need to start doing it again. I'm always too shy to ask.
Yeah. Well, I can imagine it's tough getting the right type of person, especially if you don't. And folks need to realize this: when you're collaborating with someone online, they could be somebody that you know off screen, but usually it's somebody you'd have no idea who they are.
Yeah, that's my problem because
Yeah.
I, I don't want to say anything wrong and offend anyone, but I also want to play games with them because they seem cool.
Yeah. And also you don't want to have something going on on your stream with somebody who you figure out isn't quite the same person you thought they were.
Yeah,
It,
that's always the difficult part.
well, now I'm scaring you off. I'm not. I don't meant scare you off. I want to encourage you to do these things when you're online.
No, but I
Yeah.
plan on doing it. I just need to find games that other people have.
So what type of games do you usually stream?
I've been playing some visual novels,
Mm,
and I've been playing Minecraft.
well, Minecraft is a steady one. I saw that you had Pal World listed on there. Is
I
that
have Power listed, but it doesn't work on my computer.
it does look like it takes up a lot of stuff on the computer, but it looks like it'd be a fairly fun game. Do you enjoy
Yeah,
those types of games?
I do enjoy them, but I wish it would work.
I enjoy games that work too. My old junky half broken laptop doesn't play nearly as much stuff as I would like it to play. And believe me, I'm not going for a lot of shoot 'em ups.
Surprise. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
Surprisingly, my laptop, yeah, I've had it since like the start of COVID, and it's still working very well.
Yes,
I'm surprised.
yes. We are not jinxing it. No, we are not jinxing it. We are saying that it'll continue working the way it's supposed to work. Um, when you decided to start uh, uh, VTubing and going online, was it tough for you to get everything together, program wise, equipment wise, or was it pretty easy to put something together?
I was watching a lot of not VTuber, I mean YouTube videos about that stuff
Right.
so that I could like have something so that I could know what to do. And for the most part, it was actually fairly simple.
Hmm.
I would think it was the only thing that was difficult for me was the model itself because I know not I'm not good at drawing. I can't draw anything to save my life.
I can't even draw stick figures, so that tells you how far we've gotten here. But the concept of your original model was all you, right?
Yep, the concept is on me. I used Eroid.
Mm.
That's how I originally made my model, and then I paid someone to do the PNG for me.
Yep. And now that's what you're going to be using now is the new one.
Yep.
Yep. Going forward, so make sure you check it out. We've got the link right in the description here, so we'll have all your links down in the description. It looks like you're going to really try to get out of as many platforms as possible here soon.
Yeah, I plan on trying to reach out on TikTok and YouTube, and I want to also multi-stream on VStream.
So I don't know anything at all about VStream. What is VStream about?
So it's basically Twitch, but it's specifically for VTubers.
Mm. So it allows you to stream on different platforms.
If you have OBS Studio, yeah, there's like a free plugin that you can use to like multi-stream on there. It's actually very easy to set up.
Easy for you to set up.
It wasn't that hard. I mean, you just put in your little link and then like it'll start. Just press the start button.
I'm sure if I was doing it, I'd be streaming over the toaster and the microwave and probably the gas oven. But and I'm having a hard enough time just putting audio on. But
Oh, audio is my kryptonite.
well, it does make a difference, but that audio is always something you can upgrade, whether it's a microphone, whether it's a mixer, whether it's uh, just software, that you can upgrade in a hurry. But if you're a VTuber and want to put something visual out there, you better have something that works right away.
I know.
That sounded pained. I know. You've been through the wars, have you?
Yes. So many wars.
uh, what what catches you video wise that is the toughest part about getting up and on Twitch and going?
I um maybe I guess having something to say. To be honest with you, IRL, I don't do much other than play games and go to work.
Yeah, well, I mean, it does allow you though the ability to entertain people and entertain people all over the world. Your audience is near infinite, which I think is amazing with this technology.
I believe so too.
Well, have you been able to get contact with people outside the country and kind of start learning a little bit more about other people's heritage and stuff?
Not quite yet. Most of my audience is from the US.
Hmm. Yeah, and that'll once you get rolling and going, that'll change in a hurry, and you'll start be getting all sorts of chat comments in foreign languages. You're gonna have to learn all these languages in order to keep up with everybody.
I most certainly will have to.
Well, but one of the things is that playing the games certainly is kind of a universal language, and a lot of people enjoy it. A lot of people from different backgrounds and ages and that sort of thing. With the folks that you've had um, come on and watch you, have you noticed any sort of trend in your audience?
Oh, they come and pop in every once in a while, yeah. And they'll sometimes stay during the whole stream.
Hmm. That's good. That means you got them in once you got them in. You
Yeah.
you got them hooked. Now keep them there. It really is a question of getting some traction as far as that goes. And once you get the followers and people coming back for more, have you been able to keep with a regular schedule since you come back?
I have been trying to.
Mm-hmm.
I've pushed back my streaming times from instead of like 2 p.m. EST, it's now like 4 or 5.
Mm-hmm.
Only because I my job is very unpredictable when it comes to the schedule.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's tough
So like instead of streaming around then, it's later. So I don't have anything happening.
well, if you're working in real life a shift job where you're moving around all over the place or kind of something that doesn't have a set number of hours, it would be very tough to keep up a schedule and that would be a little bit tougher to keep your audience that way, I would imagine.
Yeah, it very much is. Also, streaming on days where I can see if I can get an audience or not is also quite difficult.
Mm. And are you in a situation where you get called in to work every once in a while and mess up your streams?
Luckily, no. I've told my job a very specific schedule that I would like to keep, and they have agreed to that. So unless it's like a life or death situation, I don't believe so.
that would- that would be really tough, I would imagine.
Yeah.
No, I'm right in the middle of. Oh, I got to go to work. Got a big 24 hours today. I got to go to work. Shut it in. We're back tomorrow. the How are you really enjoying yourself this? I'll call it a second time around. Are you enjoying yourself a little more the second time than you were the first time?
I will definitely say that coming back to streaming, it has definitely been more fun than it was the first time because I was less stressed then.
Mm. Yeah, and now
Yeah, the first time around, I was nervous. And
yeah.
then the second time I was like, I'm still nervous, but it goes away after a few minutes.
That's what happens with age. All of that goes away, and you're just happy to be able to talk. the Really though, it does come with experience, and the more that you do it, the more smooth you are. Whether you're talking to an audience of two or whether you're talking to an audience of 2,000, and the more comfortable you are, the more comfortable your audience usually is.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm trying to get to. I think I feel like I'm usually comfortable because I usually just hide the viewer count. So
Yeah,
I don't know who's there and who's not.
that's a great
So that
strategy.
makes me feel more or less more confident than I usually am.
That's a great strategy, though, especially when the you're not in the thousands viewer count wise, because that way you are putting on the same type of quality no matter what, and it shows in somebody coming on too, and they say, hey, there's not a lot of people there in the audience right now, but they're really trying hard to entertain me, and I'm going to stick with it.
Yeah, that's what I try to do.
Yeah, that works on many levels, and that type of hard work and dedication definitely will pay off in the end. I'm sure of it. I remember. I'm sure it will. Now, what plans do you have for the new year?
Oh, I wait, I have a list.
You got me beat. I throw my list out the second week of January, but what do you have going on?
I believe I know that I've said that I was gonna stream at least 2 to 3 times a week.
Mm-hmm.
Try to post stuff on both YouTube and Twitch.
Right.
Um, do a cooking stream,
Oh, okay.
reach at least 200 followers. I'm halfway there
Right.
to that goal.
Right.
I want to do a Lego building stream,
Okay.
and I want to be an affiliate on Twitch.
Well, that's
I
that.
think those were my goals.
I think those are all reachable, don't you?
I believe so.
Yeah. Now the cooking, I've seen a few folks do that online. And what type of foods will you be cooking?
I'm may if it's in my ability, I want to Asian cooking,
Mm. Now that's something I know absolutely
Asian
nothing
or
about.
European,
Either way, I know
one of
nothing
those two.
about. The only thing I know about European cooking is getting a frozen pizza. That's about it. That's another thing I leave to the missus. She knows how to do this stuff. I was a bachelor for 43 years. For me, cold pizza was the breakfast of champions. So I, I'm not. I have no ability in that whatsoever. But would it be something once you get started that would be a weekly thing or kind of a special event type of thing?
I would love to do a weekly thing. I think the only thing about that is I need to set up cameras and make sure the cameras don't, for some reason, fall and break.
Well, you do kind of need extra cameras for that, don't you? One on the hands and one on, what else you have ready to go. The setup would be a lot different.
Yeah, the setup would be a lot different. I will probably need to have at least like 2 to 3 more cameras.
Mm.
And also like a mic that I can actually like wear on me instead of like using my computer mic.
One of those lapel microphones that those TV guys wear all the time.
Yeah, probably, most likely.
Yeah, I don't know whether they do that now or not. We used to in radio. We used to make fun of the TV guys because they always had those little lapel microphones. We had the big sturdy microphones, and they had to wear those little lapel microphones. Of course, they also had to wear suits, and we didn't have to do any of that in radio.
Well, yeah, since you're on the radio, they're not going to see what you're wearing.
That's right. That's why I kind of draw a little bit of a comparison to what we did on the radio to what you guys are doing now with VTubing. We didn't have to show what we were doing. You didn't know what we were wearing or what we looked like, and some folks used different names and were a different personality on the air. These days, what you guys are doing is there are say you go on and you're playing one of your games. There might be other people streaming playing that game, but it's the personality of the person that's going to be bringing them back, and that's kind of what used to be in radio too.
Ooh,
Yeah,
that's usually what I do when like watching someone else's stream. I go for the personality and not the game because 9 times out of 10, I'm not interested in it.
yeah, and it really is, and they'll keep coming back for the personality, and I think the more that people I watch people doing it, and their audience starts building up. I think they start realizing that, and I watch a lot of people now while doing these interviews, and I see people who really really get what the interaction is between yourself and the audience, and some folks who don't really get it. uh, but uh, but the folks who know, and I figure that you're gonna the way that you've got things set up right now sounds really good.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
And I really think it's gonna be a good setup, and I think this year you're gonna hit all those goals. Now I don't know about the Lego stuff. Um, I I know the Legos when I was a kid, you just got a bunch of Legos and built stuff. Now you got to get Legos and build a particular model. I don't think it's that fun. It's not as fun as 50 years ago when I
Uh,
was a kid.
I love building with Legos. That's why I want to do one at least once.
Yeah. Well, I mean, at least you'll have a model to go by. We just built neat race cars and planes and stuff, and we at least you have a thing to go by. We always had to scramble for our parts.
I plan on like buying like at least one or two like Lego sets so that everyone can see what I'm doing.
Yeah. It's gonna it the term variety streamer is definitely going to be one that's going to be on you coming up this year. If you pull all this off, you're going to be all over every platform doing all sorts of things this year.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, well, I appreciate you taking the time and talking to us, and hopefully, once you get things going, we'll get you back on, and we'll talk more about expanding that channel. Terry, I really do appreciate you coming on, and I wish the best for you. We'll talk to you again soon.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for listening to Eric Loy Interviews. Join us again next time when we talk to another member of the always interesting VTuber community.